Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first game that we're going to play. But before we do, we're going to give you a little bit of background info on the rosters, the teams, and what we're doing here. So, first off, what we're doing here is the Legends Basketball Association. I've done it before. It will probably happen again on later games. But as of right now, this is the one we're going with. As many of you know, I recently did one of these with, custom teams that didn't exist, and not a big fan of it. It's just too odd to me in the sense that it's not really the NBA in my mind, or really even the Legends Basketball Association. The concept at first was pretty good. It was a decent idea, and I don't blame it for not working. Honestly, it just wasn't something that I was able to stay interested in. So hopefully this one will. I've done one kind of like this before. Didn't really do it in a broadcast. I set it up so that I had something that I could do while I was sitting around or whatever. But either way, let's go ahead and cover the team. So we're in the Atlantic Division, and we have the. I don't know why. Oh, I guess. No, I don't know why they're first. Nobody's played a game yet. But either way. Excuse me. Excuse me. Either way, we have the Montreal Mounties, the Philadelphia 76ers, New York Knicks, Nashville Stars, Boston Celtics, and the Toronto Raptors. And as you can see, none of these logos are the same, although the 76ers does kind of have a little bit of some of the older logo in it, and there's a reason for that. As we move to the Central, we have the Indiana Pacers, Chicago Bulls, Pittsburgh Force, Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, who we will see in their first game. They'll be taking on the Atlanta Hawks. That is our first game that we will do. And of course, the Milwaukee Bucks. As you can see, some similarities in logos and whatnot. The Pistons have a old logo with updated colors, which I think is really cool. Move on to the Southeast. We have the Hornets, Hawks, and of course, their logo looks pretty much the same, but their uniforms are a lot better, cooler. You have the Washington Wizards, the Miami Heat. There really isn't much you can do with them. So you get what you get. Louisville Liberty and the Orlando Magic. In the Southwest, you have the team that I will be following closely myself, is the Tulsa 66ers, San Antonio Spurs, Memphis Grizzlies, Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. In the Northwest, you got the Jazz, Knights, Nuggets, Huskies in Vancouver, Portland Trailblazers, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and of course in the Pacific, you get the Seattle Sonics, Golden State Warriors, Clippers, Lakers, Fire, and Suns. Some of these teams have already played, as you can see. I'm going to put it on pause. I think. Nope, I can't. Alright, I will be right back, guys. Just give me one moment. All right, we are back. We're going to now move to the front office section and take a look at the roster. So, the 76ers are trading in Allen Iverson as their longtime star for having Steph Curry. And as you can see, every team will have legends or superstars of some kind. I feel like I did a great job with each round that I had to work with in Tulsa. I, of course, actually let it auto draft for the majority of the teams. I think I only controlled 2 or 3. Russell Westbrook is up in Milwaukee. Okay. And it looks like there's a couple teams that are starting to have sponsors on their jerseys. So we'll keep an eye on that. Larry Bird is in Chicago. All right. That's going to be an interesting tell there. Tim Duncan's your star in Cleveland. So that actually should be pretty interesting because he's really, really good. So we'll see how that works out for them. They look like they got a pretty good team. Stars all around, much like a few other teams. Celtics here, Oscar Robertson, Kevin McHale. They look like a pretty good team as well. Really, I could say that about each and every team. Certain teams drafted a lot better. They were higher in the draft. Karl Malone goes to Los Angeles, but not the Los Angeles he actually played for. It is the other Los Angeles. It's the Clippers. And I really, really love their uniforms. Let me tell you. The uniforms that this team has here is so nice. And then you have the Pittsburgh Force, which is a team that I did the designing on the uniforms and court and whatnot. This is one of the NBA 2K17 teams. I just did some designing aspects to it so you can see they're going to be a pretty decent team as well. Of course, being led by the greatest of all time, or one of the greats. I always like to say that players are great based on the era they played in. And Jordan was the greatest of his era, if you ask me. Move on to Memphis Grizzlies. They have the Admiral. Just going to kind of hopefully flip through different ones and get white jersey, the home jersey and the away jersey. Memphis isn't exactly working with us on that. Everybody seems to be wearing their black jersey up. There we go. So there you go with the whites. This is one of my favorite uniforms that I've seen so far. So, led by Scottie Pippen, you have the Hawks. And I don't know if there's really a great image here of the uniform, but it is really cool. But it doesn't really matter because we're going to see it anyway. So move on to the Heat, who are actually led by Dwayne Wade. How about that? Whoop. Dwayne Wade and John Stockton. I enjoy their uniforms. It's simple and it just works. Move on to the Hornets, who have Wilt Chamberlain, Reggie Miller, Chris Mullin, Rasheed Wallace. They're going to be good. It's very hard on this game for people to stop Wilt Chamberlain. Don't know why. Probably because he's, Wilt Chamberlain. The Utah Jazz, who have really cool uniforms. I like them. They're kind of like an updated classical uniform, what they used to wear. So they're going to be pretty good. Got a really nice backcourt, decent front court. There's your home jersey. So there you go. The Seattle Supersonics, led by Clyde Drexler. And, of course, the uniform's just kind of the opposite of that for the home. Ooh. New York Knicks, led by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. And then, of course, white and blue. The Kansas City Knights. So they're not even changed. We're going to have to edit that at some point because that's just not going to work. We'll see how this works out, but that's not going to work. The Los Angeles Lakers. So the Lakers have a very basic upgrade to them. Not really an upgrade much at all. Actually, kind of almost a downgrade. So we're going to look at that. I might make some minor changes to this team's uniform to just kind of be the Lakers, essentially. Move on to Louisville Liberty. You got Jerry West, Derrick Rose, Paul Gasol, my buddy Hibbs. Their uniforms are really, really cool. I enjoy them. And just basic, unique, special, whatever you want to call it. So we have that. And then move on to the Magic, who have probably my favorite uniforms of any team in the league. It's just kind of that old school feel on the bottom, a little bit of the new feel on the top. It just works in my mind. It looks so good. So, excuse me. Yeah, you got the Magic, the Dallas Mavericks, and of course, like, like I said, each team is different in their own way. Dallas features a nice green to them now, which I don't think they featured before. Montreal, pretty good team. Kind of actually works because they carry the colors of the Pelicans, who aren't really around anymore. So that'll do. We have no team in New Orleans. Denver, an updated look on the classic rainbow uniform that they used to wear. So I like it. Looks pretty cool if you ask me. Indiana Pacers, black and yellow instead of the blue and yellow. And it's got they have a nice checkerboard pattern in it. It's just features more towards the racing aspect of the state and everything that they kind of encompass. So it's kind of cool. You have Tulsa 66ers, Kobe Bryant, Paul George, John Wall, LaMarcus Aldridge, and DeAndre Jordan. And for whatever reason, it wants to put me at point guard. I don't know why, but it always does. So I've got that changed. John Wall's the starting point guard. So we'll see how everything works out. But overall, very pleased with the team that I have. And we'll see how it works out. Move on to Detroit. You can see Dirk Nowitzki, Milik, Harper, Billups, Antetokounmpo. So they got a pretty good team. I like their uniforms. I had to do some customizing on them. I'm going to play at the Little Caesars Palace. So we'll see there. Tracy McGrady ends up for a team that he actually played for in Toronto, which is pretty cool. There's your whites. So I like their uniforms. They're nice uniforms for the Raptors. Vancouver being the only other team from Canada. We got 3 teams from Canada. So, but it's just kind of nice to have a couple Canadian teams, if you ask me. Houston, which their uniforms, or their logo, I just couldn't pick the right logo. Their uniforms, I like their uniforms. It's kind of basic and it works for them. So we're good there. You get San Antonio Spurs, led by Kevin Garnett. Again, Spurs just kind of keeping it basic. It's kind of a modernized update of the classic kind of colors that they used to wear with, or their logo used to be, or whatever. But it's not really 100% important. Nashville Stars, Kevin Durant leads the team. Love their uniform. It's just such a nice looking, clean cut uniform. Uh, it'll be interesting to watch them play, but I'm not a big fan of Nashville, so we'll see. You get the Suns, led by Rick Barry. Again, I think they actually might be one of the worst teams, to be honest. Just not really built. I love the cactus on the side, though. It's kind of cool. San Francisco Fire. I believe they got their ass handed to them in their first game. So I wouldn't become a fan of them too quickly. Although, you never know. The Oklahoma City Thunder, well, you got LeBron James, who is not going to wear 23. He's actually wearing number 6. So that's okay. We'll forgive him. Jason Kidd, Dwight Howard. They're going to be a pretty good team, to be honest. I don't think you can really go against that fact that they're going to be pretty cool. And I love their uniforms as well. They're just kind of cool uniforms. Move on to the T-Wolves. You got Iverson. And I was going to try to make a trade to get Iverson and John Wall traded, but just doesn't really seem right unless I include enough for it. And we might try it still. It's going to get accepted if I put it forward, so I want it to be kind of fair when I put it forward, but still kind of want Iverson, just because it'd be pretty cool to have AI and Kobe. You look at the Warriors, who kind of have the classic Warriors look to them, so I think it's cool. And of course, the Wizards, the last team on the list, who are probably the worst team out here. I don't know. We'll have to see as the season goes on. But overall, we'll take a look through here. Spurs beat Timberwolves. Fire defeated by 3 points. Okay, so that's not horrible. Magic destroyed kind of by the 66ers. Pacers defeat the Bucks just slightly. And the Sonics beat the Suns. So now we have the Hawks at the Pistons. And I'm actually going to go real quick, change the setting. And it's not really big, to be honest. Is this where I need to change it? Nope. Okay. So, no. Yes. No. No. Yes. My bad. Okay. And coach settings. Actually, correction. Okay. Alright. So here we go. First game. And before we actually play the first game, I know, kind of jumping around here. Let's take a look at what could possibly be our second game. As of right now, these two are your leading candidates. Just look like they're going to put up a great game. And yep. So there you go. Boston and Cleveland, or Los Angeles and Golden State will be game 2. Actually, you know what? Because we're only doing one game today, we'll do them both. I mean, today being October 25th, 2016, I'm actually going to probably play through quite a few different games today. Just because I'm in the mood to. So there's the actual Hawks uniforms, which I love. Really love. So without any further ado, we've been here for 20 minutes before we even get a game going. Here we go. Oh, my bad. Here we go.
The 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia. Tonight, two teams begin a new journey. The beginning of the NBA regular season. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by my colleagues and my friends. Oh, my buds. Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming right up, we'll see playing against Atlanta. For Atlanta, they drew the short straw having to start the season away from home. It'll make their goal of opening with a win in Game 1 a little more difficult, but it won't alter their approach. The plan they put in place in the offseason takes effect tonight, and home or away, that won't change. And what a joy to behold opening night of a new NBA season. A fresh start for everybody, including us. Shaq, what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, some of the almost teams that couldn't get over the hump last year, I'm interested already to see if they've taken that next step. It's always interesting to see the young players and how they develop during the offseason. Were you partying or were you practicing?
Ooh, I like the party practice thing, the P or the P. But I'll tell you what, this is the time of optimism. When everyone says it's a fresh start at 0-0, we should all be in the mix. But that's not reality. But I like the optimism right now. Fantastic.
Yeah. Opening night, fresh start. Have you lost weight?
Yes, I have.
You look tremendous.
I really have. Thank you, Ernie.
Shaq, just a physical specimen. That's all I can say.
That was a low blow, Ernie.
It was not, as a matter of fact. You look great. It's been, we had an off season, and here we are, and you look like you're in game shape.
Because I'm really optimistic about the question. Oh, you throw a big word, I throw a big word. Optimistic. It don't matter. It's still a big word.
That'll wrap it up as we take you courtside.
Welcome, folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Berry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. We'll see Atlanta facing Detroit. These teams with great front court play here. What was the most intimidating front court you ever faced off against?
Well, I might not go by names, but I might give you just some of the characteristics of tough front courts, Kevin. And any time that you have guys willing to sacrifice their bodies as 3, 4, or 5 men to set screens to open up their perimeter players, you're in for a long night and ice baths.
At black and blue. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Damian Lillard out there with Richmond. Then there's Draymond Green. Then it's Pippen. And it's Doherty in at the 7. Detroit shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. First free throw is good. And so Billups nails both of them.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Lillard up top. He's guarded by Billups. Lillard dishes to Doherty. It's Pippen with the drive. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Hey, paid attention in arts and crafts school right there. Didn't have to work very hard at all for that.
Yep, that one goes.
That's one of his best attributes, is his passes hit guys in stride.
Atlanta with the ball. 4-point game. And Lillard kicks to Doherty. Outside Pippen. He feeds Lillard. Clock at 6. Lets it fly. That shot is off. And Detroit the other way now. Now let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Mike Budenholzer.
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Atlanta shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Phillips kicks to Finley. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
So elusive on the offensive end. Very difficult for any defense to match up against.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Green with a screen on Phillips. Nobody near Lillard. Atlanta gets it.
It was coming and just totally suffocated him.
Finley the pass to Nowitzki. Rebound Atlanta.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow we bricked that golden opportunity.
Phillips kicks to Harper. The basket good off the assist from Phillips. Harper's got his first basket of the night.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
There's the pick. Lillard outside. Shot clock at 6. Fires from deep. Lillard again missing. Detroit leading by 6. Outside Phillips. Inside. Here's Nowitzki. Again, the miss by Nowitzki.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one. You know, we've had point forwards in the league before, but Draymond Green really, in a lot of ways, is a new breed of a point forward. I mean, he does it as an undersized power forward. It does it on a team that plays at an extremely high tempo. And remember, he's also asked oftentimes to guard centers and post players. And so when you factor in the overall versatility that he brings to your roster, he's as valuable as anybody in our league.
Green, the screen. Pippen dishes to Lillard. Green with a screen on Phillips. Lillard, the pass to Green. Again, the miss by Lillard. And with Green, so often you'll see him grab a rebound, bring it up the floor, then set up the score. He really looks like a point guard.
Yeah, passes as well as any lead guard in our league, has a great idea of the moment, knows exactly when and where everyone is on the floor, and it minimizes his turnovers as well, and has a terrific assist-to-turnover ratio.
Great job of rising up and drilling that shot over the defense. Big size advantage for mid-range.
Doherty, the screen. And Lillard kicks to Doherty. Pass to Green. Nowitzki with the steal. And the pass to Phillips. Harper dishes to Nowitzki. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Nowitzki's got 6 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding team.
You have to be impressed if you look at the rebounding numbers from last season. They ran a number of guys to the glass, which led to plenty of second chance opportunities.
Detroit on D. Lillard outside. Just 5 to shoot. Looking to end the run. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
And then one drops. Mr. Perfect's got his second bucket of the night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Doherty with the screen on Harper. Pippen, the pass to Doherty. They set the pick. Back to Pippen from 18 feet away, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Pippen's got his second basket. Detroit leading by 10. Phillips with the ball. Nowitzki outside, off the pick, and yes, a nice assist from Phillips. Phillips has got 5 assists tonight.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Now here's Lillard, and stolen by Phillips. Inside, here's Finley, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And Brett, you can feel the electricity here on opening night.
Well, opening night is so special, Kevin. You really treasure them, especially when you're done playing like I do. And great to be sitting next to you here for all this excitement.
Same here. What atmosphere and what a partner. The first one falls. And a hot button topic in the NBA right now, intentional fouling. Brett, we've talked a little bit about it. What should the league do to take steps to cut down on the hack of player strategies that seem to be more in vogue now than ever before?
Of course, we always say just go up and make your free throws, big guys. But I think strategically there could be something done with the league, Kevin, that can make that rule very, very interesting. I've always thought that if the player as a center or whoever it is you're going to foul stays in the backcourt and never enters the possession, he can't be fouled. When he enters the front court, then you can foul him and put it at the free throw line. So what you're doing essentially, taking a poor free throw shooter and having to play 4-on-5 for a possession if you're willing to keep him on the floor. And from a strategy standpoint, I think it would make it very interesting.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
Guy right up in his jersey. I thought they actually traded for him. Didn't allow separation. Just a terrific effort. And the takeover has begun. This is his game right now, guys.
Detroit making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in, and a switch here also for Atlanta. Davis is checked in for Lillard. Detroit shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. And that one falls for Nowitzki.
Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Davis kicks to Richmond. There's the feed to Green. Green with a screen for Williams. Picked by Williams. Davis dishes to Doherty. Shot to stop the run. In deep. Davis drops it in.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
That's tipped. It's stolen by Davis. To the inside. Green. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. This is his first free throw of the game. That free throw, no good. A different look here for Detroit. Gobert, he's checked in for Mr. Perfect. Martin comes in for Harper. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Anderson, he's checked in for Atlanta. Dudley comes in for Richmond. It's the second from the line. Detroit leading by 14. Now Barton. And it's Schroeder in the corner. Nowitzki a screen. From deep. And Davis pulls it down.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Williams' shot is off. And, well, Detroit shooting an impressive 60% early. Williams against Barton. To the inside. And there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist by Barton. Nowitzki's got 13.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Atlanta calls timeout. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for Detroit.
And they've been doing a great job of getting into the paint and scoring inside. The defense allowing them easy access to the rim, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Here is Dudley. Inside, it's tipped. It's stolen by Gobert. Barton kicks to Gobert. And yes, it's good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And the Stifle Tower, the French rejection, whichever name you want to give for Rudy Gobert, it probably speaks to his tremendous rim projection abilities, Greg.
Man, a few years back at the Combine, his wingspan measured at a record 7 feet, 8.5 inches. Clearly one of the league's premier shot blockers. Very difficult to shoot a high percentage against him. And at the offensive end, he's become an excellent rebounder and finisher in traffic.
What do you think of the growth of the three-point shot as a weapon, Brent? Some have suggested that during the All-Star weekend, the three-point shootout should be the final event instead of the dunk contest. What do you think?
Well, I got a great idea. I really think they should expand the three-point shootout into 16 guys playing, and then you hand out a little bracket so all the fans can participate and fill it out.
That's a great idea.
So you go from 16 to 8 and then 8 to 4. Then have the dunk contest, and then come back and let those 4 shoot it out. So you can kind of split it up a little bit and make the three-point shootout the last thing that you see. I'm on board with it.
Sounds good. And both free throws good for Davis. So it's Detroit now. They lead by 17. Barton kicks it over to Schroeder. Nowitzki's shot's good. Nowitzki's got 15.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And here is Davis. To the middle. They kick it out to Green. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 6 to shoot. Here's Williams. Atlanta again missing.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
Yeah, he sat in that mid-range area, which can be a no-man's land defensively, but he quickly moved over to contest.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
For Detroit, they have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And the first one drops.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Brad Doherty is checked in for Green. Nowitzki hits them both. The Atlanta trails by 21. Now here is Davis. Doherty with the screen on Schroeder. Davis, the pass to Williams. From deep. And It's Williams again missing. So it's Detroit now. Schroeder dishes to Martin. Back to Schroeder. Launches it. Rebound, Atlanta.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Anderson with the screen for Williams. Davis kicks to Anderson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And coming into the league, Ryan Anderson had always been described as a happy-go-lucky type. Just a big heart and a kind, big kid. But a couple of years ago, Brent, he endured some tremendous adversity.
Well, you remember 2015 in the early part of January, that scary collision, Kevin, on the court, which ended the year requiring some neck surgery. And anytime you're up around the head area, you got to be really careful with any player in their future. After that lengthy recovery and some off-season training, Ryan Anderson has found his game once again.
Both free throws good from Anderson.
And Ryan Anderson loves to get himself to the free throw line. He is a dead-eye shooter from pretty much everywhere on the floor.
Schroeder passes to Gobert. Kicks it to Antetokounmpo, and that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
And here we get a chance to check out the story on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Coming off a terrific season. Put up about 17 points a game, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board. And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Detroit, no good that time either. Davis kicks to Anderson. Outside, Davis. Anderson the screen. Here's Doherty. Rejected by Nowitzki. Antetokounmpo against Dudley. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. Ball's knocked loose.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Doherty with the screen on Schroeder. Williams for 3. Kept alive by Atlanta. And it's sent back by Nowitzki. Barton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Uses the glass to finish the way. Antetokounmpo's got his first points of the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Anderson a screen on Barton. Williams dishes to Davis. Back to Williams.
And another foul, and he'll find himself on the bench. He has to be smarter than that.
And for a guy with a slight frame, Lou Williams can be one of the most aggressive players in the NBA, especially when driving to the basket.
And Kevin, I call it, he's a professional scorer.
Yes.
He can get streaky high from beyond the arc, so you have to stay up on him. He puts the ball on the deck and uses his quickness to get past you. You almost always have to foul him to prevent him from getting to the basket, and he shoots a high percentage from the line.
Free throw good, Lewis Williams. Damari Carroll's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Williams drops them both. Detroit leading by 19. 41 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. Makes a big high bounce and goes in.
And they keep going down low with the ball and keep getting positive results.
And for most teams, that's where the high percentages are. No reason to take a tough shot if you can bull your way into an easy one.
And Dudley kicks to Davis. Feeds it to Doherty. Puts it up from 12. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
Well, had his head on a swivel and found the open man. Nice assist.
Schroeder with the ball. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Passes it to Antetokounmpo, 2 on the clock, and that's 2 points on the layup.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, not only have they been the aggressors, their early execution has been off the charts.
And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. It's Detroit running away with it. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
This has been a shooting drill thus far.
And the defense has had zero answers for how to stop them. Could require a whole new strategy.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Atlanta, Green is out there with Ryan Anderson. Then it's Pippen. Then it's Richmond. And it's Davis at the 1 spot. Antetokounmpo setting the pick for Billups. Dishes it to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Mr. Perfect. Stolen by Anderson. He kicks to Pippen. Back to Anderson. Anderson, a screen on Carroll. Outside, Davis. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
That's a surprise. Really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Billups passes to Carroll. Back to Billups. Knocks down the step back Jay. And Detroit leads by 20.
Yeah, I saw the defense was there, but not quite aggressive enough to pressure that shot.
Outside Pippen. There's the dish to Davis. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Fearless, despite the size mismatch, took it right to him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, there's a reason Dirk Nowitzki is still going strong as he closes in on 40 years of age. He said the summers are a beast. Get up in the morning, leave the kids, and go work out like a maniac. But I feel good. Trying to find a good mix where I stay in shape, but I don't overwork. I'll try anything at this point and see if it works. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A., a true professional. Outside, Billups. Back to Carroll. He dishes it to Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Ray, you had the chance to play under Coach Greg Popovich during your 4 seasons with the Spurs. Aside from the obvious accolades and plaudits, what stands out to you about him as a coach?
The one thing about Pop that stands out, Kevin, is the simple fact that the rhythm of the season is something that he has a tremendous amount of control over.
Have great feel for it.
There's no doubt about it. Pop's so good about understanding the feelings and the emotions attached to the game. And on top of that, the priority with which the game should have in your life. And that's the kind of player that they're looking for. They understand that the player has to understand the job, his accountability to his teammates, the role that he's asked to play, and then lastly, just how important basketball is in the grand scheme of things.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Detroit. Finley comes in for DeMarre Carroll, and a switch here also for Atlanta. Lillard's checked in. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Green, the screen. Puts up a three, and Damian Lillard, good for the three. Lillard's got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Nowitzki with the screen on Richmond. Harper, and he comes off the screen and schemes it through.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Now Lillard. Green, the screen. From downtown, another three for Atlanta.
And that's what Lillard's going to bring to this offense, sharp shooting from anywhere on the floor, especially from deep.
Nowitzki a screen. Harper against Richmond. Dives for it. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Green. Offensive rebound. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. For Atlanta, they have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. The first one falls. And so Richmond nails both of them. Detroit leading by 11. Phillips kicks to Harper. High, arcing shot. Pass to Lillard. There's the triple. Atlanta again missing.
And those are the shots that you expect him to make. You've seen it before, and so far, just not on his A game tonight.
Nowitzki a screen. Phillips kicks to Finley. Back to Phillips. Clock at 6. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Finley can't get it to go.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
Lillard outside. From the baseline. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. For Detroit, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Micah, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
A 15-footer. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Scottie Pippen.
And that mid-range spot is so sweet for him.
There's a good screen. To the paint. Nowitzki dishes to Harper. And it's going to be a 3-second call. With this chance, let's show you the league's most intimidating shot-blocking defenses from last season.
What we saw last season, they really made an effort to get every man in the paint and that forced guys to try and shoot over them. That's where you get huge block numbers.
Atlanta making a switch here. Stoudemire's checked in. Here's Lillard. He's got 6. Green with a screen on Phillips. Lillard the pass to Green. Green the screen. Pippen kicks to Green. Lillard dishes to Stoudemire. 6 on the shot clock. It's tipped. And here is Phillips to the middle. And there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist by Phillips. Phillips has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Atlanta trails by 13. Pippen kicks to Green. Anderson the screen. Pippen. Atlanta again missing.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Phillips with the bucket.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
For Atlanta, they've gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Lillard the pass to Stoudemire. Stoudemire the screen. Shot clock at 5. Green kicks to Lillard. Nowitzki outside. The basket good off the assist from Phillips. Phillips has got assist number 8 now on the night. Atlanta trails by 17. Lillard outside. He feeds it to Stoudemire. No good with the triple. For Detroit, they've gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. To the inside. Here's Mikan. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Mr. Perfect's got 4 this quarter.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Lillard dishes to Green. Pippen with it. Picked up by Nowitzki. Pippen, the pass to Green. Down low. Here's Nowitzki. Gets it to fall, and now he's 10 of 15 on the game.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Stoudemire kicks to Lillard. Green with a screen on Phillips. Three-pointer, Lillard. Detroit with the rebound. Mr. Perfect's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Outside, Phillips. Nowitzki with the screen on Lillard. And Phillips, here we go. Nice D from Lillard.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
And the play was executed exactly as you draw it up until the very end. He's kicking himself.
And the wide open shot from Green. Atlanta again missing.
But boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they're getting desperate. They're doing everything they can to stem the tide of this monster run.
Harper with the ball. Now Stoudemire. And yes, a nice assist from Phillips. 25 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And Lillard kicks to Pippen. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
He just doesn't seem to be himself shooting the ball right now, guys. Just looks a tad bit uneasy, and that's affecting the result.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Here's some of the retired legends saying that nowadays the NBA is going soft. What do you think? Do you wish the game were a little grittier?
I really don't. I think the game is what it is because of the freedom of movement, because of the rule changes. What we see in front of us is how players are trying to manage the space, the pace, and how you play.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Gobert, he's checked in for Mr. Perfect. Antetokounmpo comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Will Barton, he's checked in for Harper. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Both good from the line that time. Atlanta's shooting just 31% in the game. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Stoudemire outside. The pass to Doherty. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Doherty's got his second bucket of the night.
And he came off that screen, and he just didn't get over the top of it.
And he's not a guy you can give open looks to. The D has to be better. Got to learn a lesson there.
In watching Will Barton play, or rather as he's known, the people's champ, you know, Brent, you have to love the energy and aggression that he plays with whenever he's out there on the floor.
There's something about the blue-collar player, Kevin, that I think everybody who's a fan of the game always is attracted to. That's what Will Barton does. Very easy to cheer for, and he gives you everything he's got every night.
First one falls for him.
6'6", 175. That's one wily athlete. Will Barton, tough to guard, given his height and his speed.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Detroit. Davis is checked in for Atlanta. All free throws good from Barton.
Well, Will the Thrill Barton is improved, and I'll tell you why, Kevin. He put the time in, working tirelessly on that shot. Became a legitimate three-point threat from the wing and saw his point totals soar.
It's good. Doherty's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, after a tough first quarter, it didn't get to him in any way. He's really stepped up here in the second quarter.
Martin kicks it over to Schroeder. Gobert with a screen for Schroeder. Inside. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Textbook pick and roll, great execution, and a slick pass from the German point guard.
Atlanta's shooting 44% from the floor since we began the second quarter. Thinking about Barton now with his ability, Brent, to stretch a defense, it opens up a lot of lanes for himself and his teammates.
Well, he's always known how to attack the rim, and now it's about his decision-making to do one of two things: get in there or stop short for the pull-up jumper. He's showing that now.
Davis against Schroeder. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Now here's Schroeder, guarded closely, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. There's 53 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Schroeder. That shot off. Great D that time from Davis. Atlanta's shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Schroeder. Green with the rebound. Green's got his third rebound on the night. Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Barton. Williams passes to Davis. Green, the screen. The feed now to Dudley. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And Davis can't get it to go. It's Barton on the wing. Kicks it to Schroeder. Here's Antetokounmpo. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 4th assist in this one. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's Detroit running away with this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Stan Van Gundy. Coach, a very good first half for you guys. How do you assess the game so far?
Well, I thought our energy was good, our ball movement was good, and it always looks good if the ball goes in and guys are making shots.
That's the name of the game, right, Coach? Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We saw Dirk Nowitzki lighting it up in the first half. He had 25 points, 2 steals, and 5 rebounds. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. How about you, Kenny? What did you think about this home team?
They're going right to the rim, finishing every chance they get. The D was helpless trying to stop them and beating them inside. I love the relentlessness and the aggressive style. This is how you impose your will on another team.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the visiting team.
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys are working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway. We'll see you after the game.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Greg, if he didn't steal the other team's playbook. His anticipation, unreal.
Antetokounmpo has gone 5 of 6 in field goal attempts tonight. Nowitzki is out there with Finley. Then it's Mr. Perfect. Then there's Chauncey Billups. And it's Harper in at the 2 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. Green kicks to Doherty. Shot from 12. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Nowitzki a screen. Atlanta with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one. Feeds it to Pippen. To the inside. Got a piece of it. From deep, Phillips. It's hauled in by Pippen. Atlanta is shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Doherty, the screen. Pippen dishes to Lillard. Inside, out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it. And it's been a complete success thus far.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Pass to Harper. To the middle. It's deflected and stolen by Lillard. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And let's briefly take a look at the stats for Draymond Green. Coming off a terrific season. He was around 14 points a game last year. 9 rebounds and 7 assists. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
Harper kicks to Phillips. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Harper. Here's the screen. And stolen by Doherty.
And you want to use the whole court, but you got to be careful with the long passes. Those are easier to pick off. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Phillips attacking. Some solid defense from Lillard.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Atlanta again missing. For Detroit, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Nowitzki. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Nowitzki. Taking 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good. Now here's Pippen. He's got 6. Outside, Green. Back to Pippen from outside the arc. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Pippen's got 9.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Nowitzki sets a screen for Phillips. Pass to Finley. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Just 5 to shoot. Harper the pass to Mr. Perfect. No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Doherty.
Well, they got to be more active on offense and maybe a little bit more aggressive going to the rim. 0 of 4, not impressive thus far.
Phillips with the block, and he's able to get it back. Count that one. And it's 8 points for Damian Lillard.
Just have to believe that Lillard keeps working on being a better finisher. First couple years, a bit of a weakness. Now, definitely a strength.
Here's Phillips. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. These teams were last season's best passers. The squads with the most assists in the NBA.
Take a quick look at their assist totals from last season, and it's really impressive. A direct product of the disciplined, unselfish culture that this franchise represents.
That free throw good from Billups. And so Billups nails both of them. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third.
Timeout.
Atlanta calls timeout.
Started.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Anderson, he's checked in for Atlanta.
And here's a look at some stats for Damian Lillard. Last season, he played outstanding. 4th in scoring, 5th for free throw shooting, and he ranked in the top 10 in assists. An incredible knack for drawing defenders and finding the open man.
Richmond kicks to Lillard. Here's Doherty. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops. He's off on the second. Detroit leading by 22. Nowitzki left side. Harper kicks to Billups. Nowitzki outside. Unloads from 13. Detroit, no good that time either.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Dishes it to Anderson. Here's Lillard. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 6 rebounds in the game. Harper with the ball. Outside, Billups. To the inside. Great pass to set up the lay-in. 10 points for Mr. Perfect.
Well, he is a huge reason why they have this lead.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, sir. Lillard dishes to Pippen. Anderson the screen. Off the screen. Shot's good by Pippen. Pippen's got 11 points.
I'm not sure why anyone would leave him alone at that range. Head scratcher.
The pass to Mr. Perfect. Nowitzki a screen. Here's Finley. Doherty defending. Fires from deep. They get the rebound. Finley the pass to Billups. They shoot again. Nowitzki. And at last they get one to fall. Nowitzki's got 28 points for the game. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Anderson kicks to Pippen. Now the dish to Lillard. Pass to Anderson. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Pippen. He's guarded by Finley.
He's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
His rebound total now in the double digits. Been an animal all night long.
And they're able to recover and can't hit the shot, but they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line. Nice work at the line so far, going 5 for 5.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
first free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Now Pippen, 11 points in the game. Richmond outside. The feed to Doherty. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, no disparaging remarks with regards to his effort in this one. He's making everything, and he needs his teammates to step up to the plate to help him out.
Detroit making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in. And that one misses.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Schroeder.
And coming into the NBA, Dennis Schroeder drew comparisons to Rajon Rondo for his frame and his quickness. He's already shown himself to be a better shooter than Rondo, but his defense still has a long way to go.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Ron Harper. Richmond with the steal. For three. That one, no good. And Detroit the other way now. And Brent, you think of the comparison between Rondo and Dennis Schroeder. They both have a certain cockiness to them, don't they?
Yeah, they play with some bravado out there, and that's one of the first things that you notice about Schroeder. Great confidence. He doesn't back down from the challenge that anyone offers up.
Pippen kicks to Doherty, 14 feet away. Detroit with the rebound. This, of course, being game one of the season, is their first look at Atlanta. Out left to the wing. Schroeder against Stoudemire. Nowitzki left side. The turnaround. Stoudemire grabs the miss.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
He kicks it to Dudley. From the arc. He can't hit that time. And, well, Detroit shooting so far very efficient. All around, about 55%. Here's Finley. 9 points in the game so far. Antetokounmpo. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's already got the personality of a star. And when you look at the overall skill set, I mean, he's very close to becoming an elite player in this league. I mean, he does a little bit of everything. And he can do it in a multitude of positions. That the Greek freak, as they call him, is the kind of player who could become the face of a franchise. And I think also because of his versatility, he's got the kind of game that you can mix and match with other types of players that I think could lead to a lot of success for this franchise.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Mr. Perfect. Tamari Carroll comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And it's Will Barton in for Michael Finley. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. And talking about the potential of Giannis, some experts feel he's only a jump shot away from being a perennial all-star.
And he's cleaned up his mechanics as well. Still trying to develop that consistency. But on the playmaking side of things, he has excellent vision. Also racks up a lot of rebounds, blocks, and steals. So 2 things he really needs to avoid, though, to take the next step: turnovers and foul trouble.
Shoots from 12. Rebounded by Doherty. Doherty's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Outside Pippen. Fires for three. Traps in the tray. Pippen's got 8 points here in this quarter.
The defense slacked off a little bit. Probably didn't think he would take that one, but he made it pay.
And here's Schroeder. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And here's the shot chart as we see how things are going.
Well, they're going to have to look elsewhere for points because he has pulled a Houdini and completely disappeared from the offense in this one. Just no production from him, and nothing seems to be in rhythm for him right now. It's just not his night.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Here's Pippen, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw good from Pippen. And both free throws good for Pippen. And, well, Detroit shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Antetokounmpo dishes to Carroll. Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year.
You can tell by watching them how much they enjoyed playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Two shots.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. And Atlanta has possession. Davis kicks to Williams. He dishes it to Pippen. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Davis, the pass to Dort. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Dorty's got 13 points.
Consistent as always, scoring the basketball. He needs some help if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Gobert with a screen on Davis. Nobody near Schroeder. Detroit, no good that time either.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Can't keep forcing things when you're not in a great rhythm. Move the ball.
He feeds it to Antetokounmpo. Back to Schroeder. Let that one go. Just count it. Schroeder's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, if you read the scouting report on Schroeder, he likes to get into the basket as close as possible because he's usually good from there.
Here's Doherty. Rebound, Detroit. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Martin dishes to Schroeder. They set the screen. Antetokounmpo against Williams. Here's Martin. Atlanta with the rebound. Doherty's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Pippen for 3. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had in the first.
Kicks it to Barton. Williams with the block. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Michael Finley, he's checked in for Damari Carroll. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Atlanta. .153 left in the third quarter. And that one's good. Schroeder.
Defense pretty solid there, but Schroeder finds a way to knock one down.
Pippen kicks to Williams. Down low. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. That one falls for Doherty.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawing some fouls.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. And an open path to the hoop there, easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
And knowing that's the kind of D the opposition has been playing, he's going straight for the jugular, just like he should.
Here's Pippen. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
That was a...
Now here's Barton. Gobert, the screen. Out to the right wing. Wide open look. And that one's good. Schroeder. Schroeder's got 6 points in the quarter.
And not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Outside Pippen. Outside Green. Feeds it to Doherty. 11 feet away. Rebound, Detroit. Barton outside. It's stolen by Davis. Passes it to Doherty. Gobert with the block. Barton against Williams. Barton passes to Gobert. Schroeder kicks to Barton. Baseline try. Nice D from Williams. Inside, Green, and Green slams it in.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's Detroit opening up a huge gap. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. Here's Schroeder. On the court for Atlanta, they've got a Flalo. Chris Anderson out there with Kaminsky. Then there's Jared Dudley, and it's Stoudemire in a point guard. Carroll, no one around him. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Atlanta. It's stolen by Schroeder. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Schroeder's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Detroit. Stoudemire outside. And with the rise of advanced stats, the big movement in the league, we've seen a bit of a backlash from the traditionalists and the scouts. We saw it in baseball. We're seeing it in the NBA. They say you have to watch the game to understand it. You can't boil it down to just numbers. And I think what you've always said is they can all work hand in hand.
The numbers are interesting, Kevin, and obviously if there's some way that you can combine what it is that you see and backed up by the statistics, it'd be silly to think that you could get more information and that in some way you can't use it to your advantage.
Pass to a follow. Baseline try. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And, well, Detroit shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Poked away. It's stolen by Kaminsky. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And he makes the first. Sharon Grant, he's checked in for Detroit. And then for Atlanta, Draymond Green, he's checked in for Anderson. Richmond comes in for Jared Dudley. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. And he can't hit the second. Lillard against Grant. Dishes it to Gibson. There's the pass to Barton. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Will Barton catches the ball. Great job of squaring up, and the defense better be aware of him there.
Here's Lillard. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. It goes on Jared Grant. Damian Lillard most dangerous from the perimeter, but he's really worked on his finishing inside.
He's a superior athlete, so he's learning right now how to get his shot off on the inside with all the length and athleticism of an NBA big man. He's working on that floater, finishing through contact. I think he's making big strides. He's getting more and more confident in that area. Well, after Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard might be the most dangerous three-point shooter in the league at the point position. He has unbelievable range and extends that range when he's feeling confident.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. And you look at Lillard, and Brenny's got the quick release on that three-pointer of his, doesn't he? He can get it up in a hurry.
Well, he's as close to what it is that we see sometimes from Steph Curry with being able to pull up off the dribble with some incredible range. He's worked on his balance and ball handling, and those two aspects really are feeding into everything he's doing offensively.
And a nice 1-2 punch there, guys. Great defensive play and great basket in transition.
Exactly what can happen when you're careless with the basketball. Suddenly, it's going the other way.
Lets it go with a three. Knocks down the three.
Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
Passes it to Mr. Perfect. The dish to Antetokounmpo. They set the pick. Pass to Mr. Perfect. Jumper off the screen and all around the rim that time before dropping in.
The pick definitely could have been better, didn't fully commit to it, but it was still just enough to get his teammate enough room to knock down the shot.
Stoudemire outside. Three-pointer, Lillard. He can't get that one to fall. And it's Detroit the other way. Billups dishes to Antetokounmpo. Nowitzki left side. Anderson with the block. They get it back. Harper's shot's good.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Stoudemire outside. And Brent, when you were drafted and played your first game, what was the biggest difference between the NBA and the college game that you noticed, in the first month or so as a pro?
You step into an NBA practice gym, Kevin, and you watch a small forward or a power forward spot up and shoot 18-footers. You can immediately see the talent level and skill level difference between every college player and what the NBA player offers up. These are pros who get the job done, and you see it immediately.
Well, they always talk about the speed. I'm sure that plays into it too. The difference in the speed level from college to pro.
Well, speed, strength, size, intellect. Tell me when you want me to stop.
But skill is at the top for you.
The skill of the big men is something that you can immediately see and is decidedly different from between college and the NBA.
One shot, great answer. Josh Richardson's checked in for Detroit. And the free throw, no good. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The first free throw is good. And so he hits both. A lot of international players coming to the NBA, Brent. The number have reached triple digits, about a quarter of the league now from overseas.
Amazing that NBA scouts and general managers continue to comb the globe to try to find the best available. And it still speaks to what it is that those club systems in the European countries are able to do with their younger players.
And I always think of the old coaches would go overseas, hold these camps, and get these kids at a very young age and teach them the principles of basketball.
And a lot of coaches, Kevin, are still looking at the fundamental elements of the game. And it seems like the European players are the ones that they always point to that are ahead of where we are here in the States.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Lillard with it. Doherty, the screen. Pippen for 3. And that's collected by Nowitzki. For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Richardson against Richmond. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Josh Richardson, taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. We've heard a lot of talk around the league about the strain of the regular season. Brent, 82 games, putting a strain with the back-to-backs of 4 games in 5 nights.
I'm getting tired of you just talking about it, Kevin.
I'm tired of saying it.
I'm exhausted.
So what's the solution?
I really think that the preseason only needs to be 4 games. You could also do something, Kevin, with regards to training camp where you'd have players in their first through 4 seasons come in for 10 days prior to the veterans coming into camp, the 4 preseason games, and then you're ready to go. So the NBA now, with their 22 affiliations with NBA D-League teams, have the opportunity for those guys to get in shape and learn the system going in between the big ball club and the D-League. But I think a shorter preseason schedule is on the horizon.
Excellent thoughts. There's the pass to Mr. Perfect. Now the feed to Nowitzki. To the paint and stolen by Doherty. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And then Pippen slams it in.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yep, he got up ahead of steam and no one could come over to stop him.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Nowitzki sets a screen for Billups. From deep, Richardson, and yes, a nice assist from Billups. Richardson's got 5 points in the quarter. Atlanta is shooting it brilliantly here lately, 60% from the field. Three-pointer, Lillard, and the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got the glass covered here tonight, 11 boards for him. Phillips kicks to Antetokounmpo. And that's going to be too many steps, gets the whistle on the travel. Brett, you think about free throws, getting a shooting foul is one of the best outcomes offensively for most players, and we've got guys in this league that can really do it well.
Still one of the most important aspects, Kevin, of an offensive thrust is to show the officials during any game that you're willing to attack the rim and go in there with fearlessness. Most of those guys end up getting to the free throw line and shooting very effective shots. You're always looking for 1 point per possession. If you can step to the free throw line with nobody around you unguarded and knock a couple down, it benefits your team.
How often, though, do you think that's the best shot as opposed to driving, drawing a couple defenders in there, then kicking it out?
Well, I think
what the analytics would say on that?
Well, I think you have to be really selective on who it is that you're kicking it out to. But certainly the free throw is one of the most important shots in the game of basketball. And usually the most aggressive team is going to shoot more on a nightly basis.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Right side Phillips. There's the pick. And Detroit again with the bucket. For Atlanta, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Phillips against Lillard. Outside Green for the three. And that one is off. For Detroit, they've gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Now Phillips. Here's Mr. Perfect. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Over in the corner, Lillard. Outside Williams. Green kicks to Pippen. There's the three. And Williams with the basket on the assist by Pippen.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. You know, Brent, injury is a part of the game, but the league is being proactive, creating research partnerships with major medical companies to look at reducing stress-related tendon issues, concussion research, all of it being, I think, now looked at by the NBA and the medical side of the league.
I love the fact, Kevin, that they're using modern-day technology, not just after it is that an athlete gets injured in order to perform a procedure medically to get him back on the floor sooner. Really what NBA teams are investing in is preventative medicine, being able to gauge what it is that players are putting themselves through, the stresses on their body, both mentally and physically, and being ahead of the curve with regards to making sure they prevent these injuries from even happening in the first place.
The science is amazing, isn't it?
Well, I was more of a math student, but yes, science is amazing, Kevin.
Lillard against Phillips. Lillard misses.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
The only way you're going to challenge him in that situation, you have to attack with more power.
Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Tamari Carroll comes in for Michael Finley. Will Barton, he's checked in for Ron Hart. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Outside Williams. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Detroit with the ball. Barton outside. With the floater, and it's good on the way in.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Outside Williams. Pass to Anderson. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again Anderson's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Kicks to Schroeder. Last season, I heard Byron Scott say he'd support the creation, Brent, of a 4-point line beyond the 3-point line and another 3 to 4 feet out. What do you think of that?
What do I think of Byron Scott?
No, what do you think of the 4-point shot?
Well, I'm not for the 4-point shot, Kevin. There is a way to get 4 points on the possession, Kevin, but 4-point line I don't think is something that the league needs to invest time in.
Agree. 4 on the shot clock. They swipe it. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Stoudemire, the pass to Kaminsky. It's stolen by Gobert. Stoudemire against Schroeder. Passes it to Mr. Perfect. Tries from 10. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 6 assists in the game.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
Yeah, 2020 tonight. He could not be more focused, just locked in. Got to give him the ball.
Here's Anderson. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for Detroit.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off. And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Mr. Perfect.
Played some very persistent defense up and down the court tonight, keeping the pressure on throughout the entire game. And let's be honest, they could not handle it. It rattled them. It resulted in a lot of turnovers.
And he ends up missing both free throws. And still a big wish list item for Commissioner Silver, creating a 2 years out of high school requirement for players coming into the NBA.
It's going to be interesting, Kevin. I'm all for anybody who has a talent to do something, to be exposed to do it as soon as you possibly can. But for the good of the league, for the product as a whole, I think 2 years in college would be a great rule for our league. It'll save coaches time from teaching these young players how it is to be a pro and to play the pro game.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, as time became a factor, they became the aggressors. Big time finish to pull away.
And here is Stoudemire. Over to the wing. Gobert with the block. Barton gets it over to Schroeder. Detroit takes this one by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Dirk, how were you all able to exploit them inside tonight?
Well, I think our points of pain come more in transition. We got to push the ball. That's where we are best. We're not really a slow, grinded out kind of team, but if we do have to, and it's a slow game, then we got to find a way to penetrate some, make the defense collapse, and finish on the basket some. I was able to get in there some, so that was big for us, playing inside out.
Yeah, you really had that defense moving tonight, Dirk. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Alder, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. But first, the post-game show with Ernie Johnson, just a few aisles above us.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Mr. Perfect. One could say he had quite a fourth quarter. Completely shut the door on any attempt by the other side to sneak this one out.
I know a thing or two about high field goal percentages, and his was insane tonight. Tells you about the quality of the looks he was getting. But even when the shot was contested, he still found a way to get it to go. Excellent game tonight.
That was some of the most passionate rebounding work I've ever seen. Guys aren't supposed to be capable of getting that many rebounds in a single game. He was just an animal on the board. It was something special to behold.
And that's it for tonight. But we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a final. Detroit takes down Atlanta. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't think of that right away, but yeah, it's kind of been a slow morning for me. Either way, takes down Atlanta. Of course, we did take a look at these scores already, but we'll go ahead and look at them again. So here you go. Easily the biggest margin so far of victory, 124 to 89. Either way, excellently played game, and we will have a double header coming up soon between the Boston Celtics and Cleveland Cavaliers, and second game of the doubleheader, the Los Angeles Lakers will take on the Golden State Warriors. So, guys, thank you for joining us in that game, and we will see you next time. We're probably actually going to skip the 27th, to be honest. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay. That's good news. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us, and until next time, it's been fun.